Hey guys, so today I have the ILNP Trapped collection. This is the ILNP or I Love Nail Polish Halloween collection for this year. 6 polishes here all together. These are available right now, so I will link well, obviously it's like 2 days before Halloween. Even filming this is only like 4 days before Halloween. But anyway, these are available right now. So I will link the website down below where you guys can check these out. 6 polishes all together, and now we'll get into the swatches.
So the first polish is called Venom, and this is described as a deep moss green magnetic. Great formula on this, great coverage on this. It was not really sheer on the first coat. I kind of went into this just expecting it to look a little bit more sheer, but it covered really well, and then even after that magnet was on there, it still covered pretty well. It covered completely for me in 2 coats. It had a nice, strong magnetic effect. I really liked this one. So that is 2 coats of Venom. The next polish is called Lured, and this is described as a black jelly with metallic blue flakes and a hint of holographic sparkle and teal shimmer. This was a bit sheer on the first coat, but I really like these metallic flakies so much. Something about the shape of this kind of flaky, there's a couple of different brands that I think use these, but they're pretty synonymous to me with ILNP. They're just like they're really small, they're very like imperfect and randomly shaped. I mean, they're flakies, all flakies are. I don't know what it is about these ones that stand out to me so much, but I love them. The formula on here is very good, and it did cover completely in 2 coats, even though it was looking a little sheer on the first. I did do a thicker second coat to get there though, and it is looking a little bit more sheer here on camera than it was for me in person, so I would not be surprised at all if someone ended up needing a 3rd coat with this one. And you don't get any texture from those little tiny flakies either. They lay very flat. So that is 2 coats of Lured. The next polish is called Hex, and this is described as a black jelly with orange iridescent flakies. This was actually described as a rich, deeply black jelly, but it is pretty sheer here. The formula was okay, but I did find it to be a little bit difficult to even out, probably just because it's so sheer. Usually a sheer base like this, like you can get away with it because of the other elements that are in there, but I found the flakies and the little tiny bit of holographic sparkle that's in here to be pretty sparse, so it didn't add much coverage at all. That being said, it did cover enough for me in the second coat that I didn't feel like I needed a 3rd, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone did need a 3rd. I really do like how those flakies really glow from the underneath that polish. The sheerness does help with that, but I'm not sure that it actually needed to be that sheer. Looking back at my footage here, I feel like I could definitely see the need for a 3rd coat, so this is only 2, but definitely could see needing 3. I just wish that there had been a little bit more flaky and a little bit more shimmer in this one. I think it would have helped it quite a bit. So that is 2 coats of Hex. The next polish is called Hallucinate, and this is described as a rich indigo jam-packed with radiant color-shifting red sparkle. This one is definitely a bit sheer on the first coat, but hot dog, this base color and shimmer combo is amazing. That reminds me a lot of the Unicorn P polish, I guess, or that style of polishes, but I really like this. I actually thought this was just going to be a plain, boring multi-chrome polish, so I'm really happy with the base color when I swatched this. I was not expecting this at all until I got it on my nails. I did only do 2 coats for these swatches, but I could definitely still see my nail line. It wasn't terrible, everything was even, so I didn't really feel like I needed to take the time to add a 3rd, but I don't think 3 coats is out of the realm of possibility at all for this one. The shimmer in here, while predominantly that red-pink color, does have a really nice shift to it as well. You can kind of see it here in the footage, but that didn't translate very well to the camera. It was definitely shiftier in person. So that is 2 coats of Hallucinate. The next polish is called Poison, and this is described as a blood red magnetic. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit as we go on, so I apologize for that. Good coverage on this one, good formula on this one. It applied very evenly. The sparkle stood out really well after that magnet was applied. It did cover completely for me in 2 coats, and this is spicy and I love it. And quick little tip here, just to keep the polish on the screen a little bit longer, with magnetic polishes, once you put your top coat on, you can kind of liquefy that polish a little bit, like re-liquefy it, so you should put your magnet back on after your top coat just to try to suck everything back in. So that is 2 coats of Poison. And the last polish is called Nocturnal, and this is described as a black base loaded with vivid blue shimmer. And if you dig a little bit deeper into the paragraph-long description, it also mentions scattered holographic flakes. This has that kind of sheer smoky base to it. The shimmer and the holographic flakies, the teeny tiny flakies that are in there, are going to help it cover a little bit better. Even though this looked pretty sheer on the first coat, it still did cover really well for me in 2. I did have to do a thicker second coat to get there, but I didn't feel like I had any reason to even consider a 3rd coat. So that is 2 coats of Nocturnal.
So I have 2 favorites here. I really liked Venom. I don't think that it's something that would really appeal to me on its own if it weren't for the magnetic effect. I think this looks really cool once you get that magnet in there, and the magnet line, I guess, like glows green and the rest of it goes really dark. So I like that contrast that you get out of this. So I really liked this one. And I also really liked Hallucinate. This is one that when I looked at it in the bottle, I was like, okay, a multi-chrome from ILNP, like big deal. But I really liked this. It doesn't look nearly as shifty as it does in the bottle on the nails. It is still very shifty, but not like this. But I really liked the color of the base in here. And I liked that that shimmer was kind of predominantly pink. I don't know, this one, it was a very surprise favorite for me. My first swipe of this on my nail, I was like super happy with how this looked. Didn't expect it to look like that from looking at the bottle. So that is the ILNP Trapped Collection for Halloween 2022. Again, those are available right now, so I will link the ILNP website down below. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.